Hello, I'm Jimmy Chan and Jimmy Chan, your friendly neighborhood Holy Bible explainer. My channel is Food for HNM. We are reading the book of Esther, chapter 3. Haman's plot to destroy the Jews. So they could have been destroyed a long time ago, before the Holocaust. After these events, King Xerxes honored Haman, son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, elevating him and giving him a seat of honor, higher than that of all the other nobles. All the royal officials at the king's gate knelt down. See, kneeling was from a long, long time ago, and paid honor to Haman, for the king had commanded this concerning him. But Mordecai would not kneel down or pay him honor. Then the royal officials at the king's gate asked Mordecai, "Why do you disobey the king's command?" So he's disobeying the king's command. Mordecai is a Jew, disobeying the king's command. Day after day, they spoke to him, but he refused to comply. Therefore, they told Haman about it, to see whether Mordecai's behavior would be tolerated, for he had told them he was a Jew. When Haman saw that Mordecai would not kneel down or pay him honor, he was enraged. So just in church last Sunday, we read a verse, like, give respect to who is due respect. Give recognition to who is due recognition, and give honor to who is due honor. So that is in the Holy Bible. So Mordecai was not obeying the Holy Bible, not giving Haman his due honor. So Haman was enraged, yet having learned who Mordecai's people were, he scorned the idea of killing only Mordecai. Instead, Haman looked for a way to destroy all Mordecai's people, the Jews, throughout the whole kingdom of Xerxes. In the 12th year of King Xerxes, in the first month, the month of Nisan, the that is the lot. So Esther's holiday is called Purim, so it's like lots, Lots, was cast in the presence of Haman to select a day and a month, and the lot fell on the 12th month, the month of Adar. Then Haman said to King Xerxes, so, Haman he went to see someone who could, sometimes you visit someone who knows stuff, and then, I need to know something, and they'll, shake something up, and then, throw it out, and then they could read it, So he visited someone like that, and that person told him the 12th month. Then Haman told Xerxes, "There is a certain people dispersed among the peoples in all the provinces of your kingdom who keep themselves separate." So, in California and New York, Jews live in these communities where everyone's Jew, everyone's Jewish. They keep themselves separate. They live in these neighborhoods where they're all Jew. So they did that back then. Their customs are different. They wear funny clothes from those of all other people, and they do not obey the king's laws. It is not in the king's best interest to tolerate them. If it pleases the king, let a decree be issued to destroy them, and I will give 10,000 talents of silver to the king's administrator for the royal treasury. So they are not law-abiding. So Jews secretly, maybe they pretend to keep the law or like be civilians, but or good, good. What do you call it? Citizens. But no, they're sneaky. They probably do not like to keep the law. They're not law-abiding. They like to break the law. So the king took his signet ring from his finger and gave it to Haman, son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of the Jews. Keep the money, the king said to Haman, and do with the people as you please. Then on the 13th day of the first month, the royal secretaries were summoned. They wrote out in the script of each province and in the language of each people all Haman's orders to the king's satraps, the governors of the various provinces, and the nobles of the various peoples. These were written in the name of King Xerxes himself and sealed with his own ring. Dispatches were sent by couriers to all the king's provinces with the order to destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews. So, you're supposed to destroy, kill, and annihilate the Jews. But in the Holy Bible, it says the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So when you should destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews, like KJ and HJ, when you don't, they know that is their fate, so they want to, steal your stuff and, try to, poison you, or bother you so much that you die, and, just bother you so much that you, lose your faith, So back then, people were more hardcore. They knew you have to try to destroy, kill, and annihilate, all the Jews, young and old, women and children, on a single day, the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar, and to plunder their goods. See, steal their stuff. And then, you don't destroy, kill, annihilate them, and steal their stuff. So they're gonna try to what I mentioned. Smarter people know what I'm saying. When they know that is their fate, that's what they deserve. They're like, we just do it to you until you do it to us. A copy of the text of the edict was to be issued as law in every province and made known to the people of every nationality so they would be ready for that day. The couriers went out, spurred on by the king's command, and the edict was issued in the citadel of Susa. The king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city of Susa was bewildered. Let's read on. Well, that's not the way it works. There's no magic. A bunch of sad, what do you call it, princesses. My daddy's coming back for me. Okay, Mordecai persuades Esther to help. When Mordecai learned of all that had been done, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes, and went out into the city, wailing loudly and bitterly. Come on, I don't know what's going on. We could speak, and we could do this. We could just stick like that and do this. Mercy is twisted. And he went out into the city, wailing loudly and bitterly, but he went only as far as the king's gate, because no one clothed in sackcloth was allowed to enter it. In every province to which the edict and order of the king came, there was great mourning among the Jews, with fasting, weeping, and wailing. Many lay in sackcloth and ashes. So, when you know that that's what Jews did, why do Christians want to do it? A lot of people hate Jews. Why do you want to copy their, what is it? Their behavior, man. When Esther's eunuchs and female attendants came and told her about Mordecai, she was in great distress. She sent clothes for him to put on instead of his sackcloth, but he would not accept them. It's like this sad attempt to look pathetic. And, hopefully you will, change your mind, But what did you do? What did you do? You're never going to change, You just put on some funny sackcloth and sit in ashes. I think Job was mimicking them to make fun of them. Then Esther summoned Hathach, one of the king's eunuchs, assigned to attend her, and ordered him to find out what was troubling Mordecai and why. I cannot answer this phone call. So Hathach went out to Mordecai in the open square of the city in front of the king's gate. Mordecai told him everything that had happened to him, including the exact amount of money. Curse to you. Just made you did. I said perhaps you did, but you did. Yes. No, I think people are never like you. So Mordecai told him everything, and the money that Haman had promised to pay into the royal treasury for their destruction of the Jews. He also gave him a copy of the text of the edict for their annihilation, which had been published in Susa, to show to Esther and to explain it to her, and he told him to instruct her to go into the king's presence, to beg for mercy and plead with him for her people. Hathach went back and reported to Esther what Mordecai had said. Then she instructed him to say to Mordecai, all the king's officials and the people of the royal provinces know that for any man or woman who approaches the king in the inner court without being summoned, the king has but one law, that they be put to death, unless the king extends the gold scepter to them and spares their lives. But 30 days have passed since I was called to go to the king. When Esther's words were reported to Mordecai, he sent back this answer: do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai. Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. So Esther's just like Mordecai, There's a law there, and she's just going to break it. And if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai went away and carried out all of Esther's instructions. I guess true Christians, you forgot that there's a law against it. So by going in to see the king, everyone's like, oh, she's so brave, she wanted to save her people, but she broke the law. Thank you for listening. Remember, keep God first to take you places. Believe in the Lord Jesus.